have questions, so we started a newscast for them. We hope your family will watch Nightly News Kids Edition.
This is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Daytona Everett. More businesses reopening across the country despite cases rapidly rising in several states. Florida once again setting its single-day high in new cases as the U.S. death toll clears 119,000 and counting. Let's take a look at our local COVID-19 numbers. 311 new cases were reported countywide. Remember, yesterday, the county recorded its highest number of new cases in a single day. 109 of the new cases today are from the Coachella Valley. 2 new deaths were also reported in the county, none from the Coachella Valley. Indio continues to have the most cases in the valley with 929. Palm Desert has the most deaths with 29. In tonight's You Ask, We Investigate, as COVID-19 cases continue to rise in Indio, like we just heard, some employees at Fantasy Springs say they're worried about their safety during the pandemic. To address their concerns, the tribe has brought in an outside company to test all staff members weekly. Our Olivia Sandusky joins us in studio with more. Olivia.
Daytona, the employees we spoke to do wish to remain anonymous tonight, but I was able to talk to the group that It's been 2 weeks since Fantasy Springs reopened, and the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians announced they're providing COVID-19 testing for employees through the Brio Clinical Group.
We've been talking about it for a while. They've actually activated and brought us in to make sure, hey, let's keep our people tested, make sure they know exactly what's going on.
Tests will now be given to all 1,100 staff members on a weekly basis. But just before the service began, anonymous employees called into the NBC Palm Springs newsroom, sent Facebook messages and this email expressing concerns that some employees may have already contracted the virus. Resort staff didn't comment on the allegations, but did say the first round of results will be available in 36 hours, adding some positive cases wouldn't be surprising.
If there is a positive case, and hopefully there's not, but if there is, the hotel casino already has a plan in action. They already have a protocol set, and so they're ready to help someone.
Outside of testing, the resort and casino requires face masks, social distancing, and temperature checks at the door. And a statement from the tribal chairman says they've continued to monitor recent developments, and the health and well-being of our staff and guests has remained our top priority. The tribe has also decided to hold larger concerts and events off until August, but their partners say the new testing process can act as a model for other businesses.
Hopefully, other people are watching. Other people are looking and seeing exactly how this is being done here, and hopefully they'll follow suit. And then we might be able to curb some of those statistics along the way.
We did reach out to Riverside County health officials as well. They tell us they aren't aware of any contact tracing connecting back to casinos here in the Coachella Valley. Olivia Sandusky, NBC Palm Springs.
All right, thank you, Olivia. And remember, if you have a problem or story you'd like us to look into, email us news@nbcpalmsprings.com. You ask, we investigate. Well, keep your face mask close by. Governor Gavin Newsom issued an order yesterday saying they're required. It is enforceable and carries a misdemeanor charge and possible fine. Exactly who will enforce it is not yet clear. Last month, Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco said he would not enforce face requirements.
So for him to say everybody's going to get arrested with no mask or if you go outside, it's really up to me if that happens, not up to him.
State agencies such as OSHA could take action if necessary. Tattoo parlors, nail salons, and massage spas can reopen for business today. It's all part of Riverside County's accelerated Phase 2. Tattoo business owner Anthony Bernardi says after being closed for 3 months, his team is ready to get back to work, and they were actually booked up weeks in advance.
Essentially, it doesn't change a lot for us because it's such a sterile industry to begin with. A lot of the things that will change, as far as the guidelines go, are we're not going to have any guests with you. It's going to be just the client only.
Masks and social distancing will be required inside these businesses. The unemployment rate in Riverside County is at its all-time high. The county's unemployment rate is 15.8%. 0.2% higher than last month's previous record high. The jobless rate in May was over 12 percentage points higher than this time last year when it stood at 3.6%. Indio has the highest amount of unemployed people, while Desert Hot Springs has the highest unemployment rate. If you plan on going to the beach this weekend, you may want to listen up. The CDC has some tips on how you can protect yourself from COVID-19. Everyone should stay at least 6 feet away from those who you don't live with, refrain from sharing food, supplies, or toys, and always wear your mask when you're not in the water, of course. Finally, since it may be hard to wash your hands with soap and water, make sure you bring some hand sanitizer with you. And if you're hitting the road, get ready for gas to cost a little bit more than what you've been recently getting used to. That's because the average gas price in Riverside County reached the $3 mark for the first time since March 30th. The price is about 24 cents more expensive than last month, but still 70 cents cheaper than this time last year. Coming up at 6:30, we continue our coverage on coronavirus in the Coachella Valley. Facts, not fear. That's tonight at 6:30. We're taking a live look now from our Agua Caliente casino cam. Beautiful day out there, sun shining. Mike, you think you're going to hit the beach this weekend?
I'm right 50-50 about it, Daytona. I really could stand to get over and get some Pacific air into my lungs, but at the same time, just, I don't know if I'm ready to travel yet. I'll think about that and get back to you. One thing that's really important this weekend is that summer begins tomorrow, 2:44. In fact, we're less than 24 hours away from the summer solstice here. Today being the last full day of spring. And you saw during that live shot there from our Agua Caliente casino cam that there's still a lot of marine layer cloud cover hanging out right at the mouth of the valleys. That's been a constant all week long and a blessing for us as well. Temperatures ran slightly below average through most of the week. In fact, yesterday and today were the first days that we broke right above average. We're going to continue that trend as we go into the weekend. In fact, high pressure builds across the region. The first day of summer is going to feel like summer. I'll tell you about that in a moment. We're pretty warm right now. Remember, 102, 103 is the 30-year average for today's date. We were slightly above that today. I'll give you the details in the full forecast. It's been gusty out there and fairly consistent through most of the day. Nothing alarming. We don't have any watches or warnings in place, but we have been staying in that mid-teen to lower 20 as far as sustained wind rates go, and then we've been seeing some gusts up to about 30. The days are staying longer now. In fact, tomorrow will be the longest day of the year, so you will continue to see those winds blow until about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, and then it will settle down once we get a chance to see that sunset. But as it stands right now, humidity is looking great. It's about 4 times higher than it was this time last week, sitting at 19%, courtesy of all of that marine layer cloud cover. As we go towards the weekend, we are tracking some changes that are going to take the jet stream well off towards the north. That's going to allow some high pressure to build across the southwest. It warms us up, it dries us out, and it looks like it's going to stick around for a few days. I'll give you all the details on that and your full forecast. It's coming up minutes away.
All right, thank you, Mike. Today's annual Juneteenth events celebrating the end of slavery are taking on a special meaning with marches and rallies across the country. Alice Barr reports.
In a time of racial reckoning in America, Juneteenth is taking on powerful new meaning, driving demonstrators into the streets in cities from coast to coast, including here in the nation's capital.
I always fantasize on Juneteenth being looked at like July 4th, Independence Day for the people actually it means independence for. And it seems like it has actually come to pass this year.
The annual holiday celebrates the day the last slaves in this country learned they were free, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. That justice delayed, echoing so much of what protesters are still fighting against today.
And right now, many of us feel like we're still not free. And it's justice denied and justice delayed.
The deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Rayshard Brooks at the hands of police have roiled the nation, with the past 3 weeks of demonstrations demanding a hard look at the past 400 years of black life in America.
We've hid from the truth of our history of racial inequality. Our students don't learn about lynching, and so that truth-telling has to begin.
As advocates renew a push to name Juneteenth a federal holiday, President Trump issued his yearly proclamation honoring the day. Just yesterday, he claimed nobody had ever heard of it, and that he made Juneteenth famous when he set this day for a campaign rally, a plan changed because of a fierce outcry.
No peace.
Demonstrators now calling on all Americans to use this day to face the past so we can understand the present and chart a more just future. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Here in the Coachella Valley, the community is coming together to celebrate the abolishment of slavery by hosting a Juneteenth barbecue. Our Nico Payne is at Desert Highland Park in Palm Springs, where the event is in full swing. Nico.
Yes, Daytona, the fun continues out here with great food and great music. And taking a look behind me, people can also enjoy camel rides along with many other activities for the family. Earlier, I spoke to the founder of Young Justice Advocates who helped organize today's celebration.
As celebrations across the nation mark Juneteenth, some are learning what this day means and how it commemorates the end of slavery in the United States. Here in Coachella Valley, the Young Justice Advocates, a group that saw over 1,000 people at their first event, have partnered with the community of Palm Springs to host a barbecue celebration.
Today, we're expecting probably in the hundreds. It's supposed to be a big community, big family picnic feel to it. We partnered up with Theo Morell and Brian Jackson to, just make this whole thing happen.
And starting with this community commemoration, Talon hopes people recognize what today is supposed to be about.
Bring awareness to our community and celebrate such an inspirational holiday in our nation that I think should be celebrated nationwide with holiday pay leave. So I'm just happy that we're just starting to do more things to bring awareness.
And back out here live, I want to bring in Brian Jackson. He helped organize this event. He's here with his daughter today. What is the message that you want the community to get out of today?
We want everybody to know what Juneteenth is, the educational part of it, and bringing our community back together. What James Jesse taught us growing up as kids here in our community is unity, always coming together, giving back to our people, giving back to our kids, our families, and just having a good time. All times of the year, not just 1 month, all times of the year. So we're just celebrating Juneteenth today.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much, Brian. The event will be lasting to about 7 o'clock tonight, but people may be sticking around a little while longer. Reporting live in Palm Springs, I'm Nico Payne. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Nico. So cool to see all the people and the camels out there. Love that. A local man is in the process of building a mobile museum to bring excluded American history to students across the country. An important lesson at a critical time. Our Kitty Alvarado is live at the builder's home in Palm Desert with details. Hi, Kitty.
Hi, Daytona. Well, Chauncey Spencer has been working for years to try to make this dream of a traveling museum a reality. If you take a look behind me, there he is right there with his dream. He says that when he's able to educate children about our history, not Black history, but American history, we can change hearts and minds. Chauncey Spencer has a dream.
Inside the trailer here, it's going to be set up with a panoramic history story.
To transform this trailer into a mobile museum that brings a forgotten history to the masses.
It's a piece of American history that's been left out of America.
This history is personal. His father, Chauncey Spencer Sr., was an aviation pioneer. What he was told when he tried to learn to fly drove him to greater heights.
He said, "We don't teach color to fly. They don't have the intelligence." So that hurt my father, but it didn't break him.
Despite the odds, he found a way to learn to fly and pay it forward. During a cross-country flight to encourage Black colleges to promote aviation, he had a chance encounter with future President Harry Truman, who was amazed by their talent and courage to fly an old plane. Spencer offered then-Senator Truman a ride.
And Truman said, "No, you can't take me for a flight, but if you got guts enough to fly this thing I'm looking at, I got guts enough to find out why you can't become part of the United States Army Air Corps." It was that step to encourage Franklin Roosevelt to include the Negro in the Civil Pilot Training Program, which is the precursor to what we call the Tuskegee Airmen.
Soon, he will make his own cross-country trip, making stops along the way to teach the history of the Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African-American pilots that fought in World War II.
Chauncey Spencer Sr. broke the barriers of racism, allowing individuals like the Tuskegee Airmen to take flight.
His destination will be the March on Washington on August 28th. That will coincide with the original Civil Rights March.
I have a dream.
He hopes his dream of integrating Black history with American history will create change.
Because American history is no color. It's an invisible history of individuals that have sacrificed for the rights that we have today.
He has a lot of the contents that will go inside the museum. His home is like a museum itself that's holding all of these important pictures and history. And now the next step is to put it all inside. But to do that, it's going to take quite a bit of money. He's raising funds. We will have all that information. If you want to help, get him to the March on Washington and educate future generations on American history. Reporting live from Palm Desert, Kitty Alvarado, back to you in the studio.
Very cool story right there. Thank you, Kitty. Still to come after the break, another family is grieving and pleading for justice tonight after a deputy-involved shooting in Gardena leaves an 18-year-old dead. We'll have details coming up. Plus, the NBA has a plan to return to play, but new reports say players might have to wear a coronavirus ring. We'll explain in sports.
It's happening now at SASU's Palm Desert, the Welcome Back Summer Sale. Save up to 50% on all styles, colors, sizes, and widths. Limited to stock on hand, so hurry in today to SASU's Highway 111 in Fred Waring in the Waring Plaza, Palm Desert.
Some companies base their entire business off of high-pressure sales. That way of doing business is long gone. Customers are more educated today, and I feel they value honesty more than a sales pitch. With TMOS, our technicians are not incentivized to sell. They're incentivized to solve a problem. That's why hearing positive reviews and getting emails from customers that they're happy is the entire reason we're doing this. To learn more, call us today.
You know Tessera builds exceptional outdoor living spaces. We're also pool equipment and pool repair experts. Our professional installers are manufacturer trained, licensed, and insured to do it right the first time. Plus, we offer a full warranty. Today, pool equipment is longer lasting and more efficient, saving you money. With Wi-Fi technology to control temperature, lights, and more with the touch of a button. When it's time to upgrade or repair, call Tessera.
What are you going to do when you get into a car accident and somebody gets hurt?
I would call Walter Clark.
How come you're going to call Walter Clark?
Well, if you just are out of luck, you're out of luck.
What is Walter Clark's number?
777-7777.
That's a lot of sevens.
Yeah, well, there's actually 3 sevens on each line. Well, actually, 3 and 4, I think. There's 7 sevens. No, 3 and 4 and 1.
No one wants to end up with duck lips. What happened to you?
You won't believe it. I went to the wrong doctor and ended up looking plastic. He was a quack.
If you want to look natural and years younger, next time you should go to Dr. Joshin.
You're right. I'm calling Dr. Joshin right away.
For a limited time, buy 2 Restylane fillers and get 1 free. Plus, save 25% on our Trinity Laser package.
We don't duck around. I'm Dr. Tim Joshin of Contour Dermatology. Call us today at 423-4000.
It's happening now at SASU's Palm Desert, the Welcome Back Summer Sale. Save up to 50% on all styles, colors, sizes, and widths. Limited to stock on hand, so hurry in today to SASU's Highway 111 in Fred Waring in the Waring Plaza, Palm Desert.
Investigators are looking into the police shooting of an 18-year-old security guard last night near Los Angeles. His family doesn't dispute he probably ran away from police, but they are demanding video to prove the police report that he flashed a gun. Tina Patel has that story.
Flowers and candles sit outside the auto body shop where Andres Guardado was killed last night. Family members say the 18-year-old was working as a security guard when sheriff's deputies on patrol in the area saw him and stopped. Guardado reportedly ran away down the alley. His uncle says that's probably true.
On these times, like, everybody is afraid of the police. It's like you're not sure of the police, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Investigators say Guardado pulled out a weapon, and that's why they chased and shot at him. Family members don't believe that.
He was working. He'll never do anything in this world. He was not armed.
Some friends live around here. They told us like 7 shots. That is like not normal, you know. And from the back.
Family members angrily confronted investigators last night, demanding answers and demanding to see security video of the shooting. There are several cameras on the building, but it's not clear if they were working at the time. Family members say Guardado was a young man just starting his life, and no matter what happened, they think deputies didn't have to use deadly force against him.
We are believing probably they're being training to kill now. They're not training to keep us safe. They're training to kill.
I lost a part of me. I lost my circle. I lost a part of me. It's empty, and I'm never gonna have him back. I'm never gonna see him. He's never gonna talk to me. I just can't believe this happened to my brother.
That was Tina Patel reporting. When we come back, Mike has a look at the forecast for our first weekend of summer. Mike.
I love the flair that you use there. The first weekend of summer is actually going to feel like the first weekend of summer. High pressure building across the region is going to take those temperatures up, but it's going to make the beach great. We'll take a look when we come back.
Dateline tonight, Two brothers, convicted of separate crimes, both claim their innocence. It's time for the truth to come out.
So people know that it truly exists.
Dateline tonight, 10/9 Central.
Special guest Eric Stonestreet drops by AGT for a head-turning, high-flying surprise.
My jaw was on this table.
Got Talent, Tuesday on NBC. From the Valley Plumbing family, our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone in the community. The health and well-being of our employees, customers, and communities we serve is our primary concern, and all CDC guidelines are strictly being followed. As an essential business, Valley Plumbing is open to help you with whatever plumbing needs you may have. We have great financing options and low interest rates. For 67 years, big or small, we fix it all at the best prices.
Big or small, we fix it all at Valley Plumbing.
At Bellows Hearing Institute, our experienced staff, utilizing state-of-the-art technologies, can provide effective solutions to address hearing loss needs.
I became a patient of the Bellows Hearing Institute about 4 years ago. It was a life changer for me. I started to hear things louder, with greater clarity, and in my professional life as an attorney and in my personal life, everything was improved greatly.
You want a great-looking car?
We say yes!
You want great reliability?
I purchased several cars from I-10 Toyota. Every single one of them is in a simple sales transaction.
You want great service?
We say yes!
You want a great deal?
At I-10 Toyota, we did get a great price on the vehicle we wanted.
And you want it fast?
We say yes!
And you will too. Take advantage of our special offers. Lease a brand new 2020 Toyota Camry for only $229 per month. Say yes to Express and get our best deal ever fast.
Every garage door needs service yearly.
I've been giving you signs that I was breaking down and you just ignored me.
Every year, thousands of people get stuck outside or inside their garage. Get our signature 44-point garage door tune-up for only $69.95. For a limited time, we'll throw in a $25 gift certificate to Castelli's Restaurant in Palm Desert.
Did you really believe that I'd just work forever without ever giving me any attention?
Welcome back. Gorgeous live look courtesy of our Walter Clark cam. This is 111 in all its glory. There's traffic out there, things starting to return to normal. Some blue sky out there, but you are seeing some of that moisture in the atmosphere. We have been blessed by that northwesterly flow through most of the week. That will change as we go into the weekend and the first day of summer. You know, I was telling you about this earlier. I'm going to step out of the way so you can take a look at this. You know, it just seems like a heartbeat ago that we were in the depths of winter and it was getting dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now it's staying light really late. So one of the things that's really interesting about the first day of summer, or the summer solstice as we like to call it, 14 and a half hours of daylight. I was mentioning earlier that last Sunday I went out to play 9 holes of golf. I started at 7 o'clock in the evening and I was able to squeeze 9 holes in before it got dark. That's one of the beauties of this time of the year. Here's one of the things that's really interesting about this as far as a scientific aspect goes is, remember, we have what's called the equinox in March and September. Those are those days when we are exactly even, 12 and 12. 12 hours of light, 12 hours of darkness. Of course, in the summer solstice, we are looking at the longest day of the year, the shortest day of the year, of course, being in December. One of the things that's interesting to me, and that's like the third time I've said that, but we have an elliptical orbit around the sun. It's not perfectly circular. So actually, during the September and March, we're closest to the sun. We're actually further away from the sun in the summertime, but it's that tilt, you know, that 23.5 degree tilt that the Earth has. We're tilting towards the sun in the summertime. We're tilting away from it in the wintertime, and that's why we're warmer in the summer and cooler in the winter. And of course, that is exactly the opposite down in the southern hemisphere. Little 5th grade science. It's always fun. Take a look at Futurecast. We are tracking a lot. We've got some high pressure building across the southwest that keeps all of that away from us. That will be steered up and over courtesy of the jet stream. Meanwhile, we are tracking a line of severe thunderstorms making their way from Colorado through Kansas, Oklahoma, and eventually into Missouri and Arkansas as we go into the later hours of Saturday. Thus, there are some watches and warnings. All the yellow you're seeing are severe thunderstorm watches and warnings. All of the red flag warnings. You remember earlier this week, this entire area was red flag warnings. Now it's just southwestern Colorado. And we've got some gusty winds up and down the coast there, prompting some gale warnings from LA all the way up into Oregon. Here's what you can expect on the first day of summer. We'll see those temperatures bumping up slightly. Remember, average for this time of year is about 103. So, yeah, we're going to exceed that. We'll get some flow in from the east in the early morning hours. That'll switch around to the north and northwest in the afternoon. There's your average temperature for this time of year. We were 2 degrees above it. We were right on the money in the overnights. We're still in triple digits now. It's 101 in Phoenix, 60s and 70s along the coast. Some 90s and some low triple digits here. We'll see more of that this weekend. Temperatures will cool very quickly tonight. That starts us off in the 70s in the morning, and then we bump up into that 107, 108 range across the Coachella Valley, and it looks like it's here to stay. Your Comfort Air 7-day forecast shows Father's Day at 108. A couple of 110s headed our way Tuesday and Wednesday.
Here's what we want everyone to do. Count all the hugs you haven't given, all the hands you haven't held, all the dinners you didn't share with friends, the trips you haven't taken. Keep track of them. Each one means one less person vulnerable, one less person exposed, and one step closer to a healthier community. So for now, keep your distance, but don't lose count. We'll have some catching up to do.
As we live each day with uncertainty, one thing is certain. You must update your estate plan. At the Desert Law Group, we provide the peace of mind you need to protect you and your family from taxes, probate, and family disharmony. Call 776-9977. Don't wait until it's too late. We're here to help you right now. Call 776-9977.
Unicars Honda will get you into your new car in 2 hours or less. Shop online and pick up where you left off when you come to Unicars Honda. Get great deals like this 2020 Civic for only $129 a month plus tax. Or lease this 2020 CRV for just $199 a month plus tax. Stop in today for a fast experience getting your new car at Unicars Honda.
$88 is all it takes to get your AC system tuned up and in shape for summer. At Next Gen Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing, we understand that when the temperature rises, your air conditioner working properly is essential. So we're making it more affordable than ever to keep your system running strong all summer long. Our X-Protects tune-up and 28-point safety inspection is a $178 value for only $88. From our Next Gen family to yours, we're honored to safely serve you.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
At Mercedes-Benz, nothing less than world-class service will do. That's why we're expanding your range of choices. Many dealers now offer optional pickup and delivery and at-home maintenance, as well as online shopping with home delivery and special finance arrangements. So whether you visit your local dealer or prefer the comfort of home, you can count on the very highest level of service. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
Welcome back. Mike Everett with your NBC Palm Springs sports headlines. The NBA is turning to tech to try and stop the spread of coronavirus. According to a league memo, players will receive a smart ring, a Disney Magic Band, an individual oximeter, and a smart thermometer. The item getting the most buzz is the smart ring. They supposedly are capable of predicting COVID-19 symptoms up to 3 days in advance. Get this, 90% accuracy. Sounds pretty cool. Hopefully we all get one in the future, or at least doctors and first responders, and then us. That's just my 2 cents. That's going to do it for sports. We'll be right back.
What's up, everyone? I'm Taylor, and this week on Weekly Rundown, we are honoring the class of 2020. And who better to do that with than the graduates themselves? Tune in this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on NBC Palm Springs.
We're all doing our part by staying at home. That could mean an increase in energy bills. You can save by using a fan to cool off, unplugging and turning off devices when not in use, or closing your shades during the day. Stay well and keep it golden.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
Welcome to Fix Auto with 3 locations to greet you throughout the Coachella Valley, Indio, Palm Desert, and Cathedral City. More than 20 years of experience makes us the right choice when it comes to collision. All insurance companies are welcome. Come to the best. Come to Fix Auto. For more information, visit us at fixautousa.com.
Whew, it is pretty hot out there. Let's check in with Paul from Comfort Air to tell us how we can deal with this heat and stay comfortable.
Thanks, Carol. And your 7-day forecast, hot, hot, and hot. So you want to stay cool with the new Lennox XC25. It's quiet, efficient, and affordable. We have the best financing options in the Coachella Valley. You'll never have to worry about your family's comfort again. Back to you, Carol.
Call Comfort Air today and see why they're #1 for a reason.
You know Tessera builds exceptional outdoor living spaces. We're also pool equipment and pool repair experts. Our professional installers are manufacturer trained, licensed, and insured to do it right the first time. Plus, we offer a full warranty. Today, pool equipment is longer lasting and more efficient, saving you money. With Wi-Fi technology to control temperature, lights, and more with the touch of a button. When it's time to upgrade or repair, call Tessera.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of Eastern Coachella Valley.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. We're dedicating this half hour each day to in-depth interviews with a range of experts and professionals. Now more than ever, it's vital that we hear directly from local leaders as we sift through confusing and rapidly changing information. Let's get right into it. In tonight's You Ask, We Investigate report, as COVID-19 cases continue to rise in Indio, some employees of Fantasy Springs say they're worried about their safety during the pandemic. The tribe has brought in an outside testing company. They say they'll test all staff members weekly. Our Olivia Sandusky has more.
It's been 2 weeks since Fantasy Springs reopened, and the Cabazon Band of Mission Indians announced they're providing COVID-19 testing for employees through the Brio Clinical Group.
We've been talking about it for a while. They've actually activated and brought us in to make sure, hey, let's keep our people tested, make sure they know exactly what's going on.
Tests will now be given to all 1,100 staff members on a weekly basis. But just before the service began, anonymous employees called into the NBC Palm Springs newsroom, sent Facebook messages and this email expressing concerns that some employees may have already contracted the virus. Resort staff didn't comment on the allegations, but did say the first round of results will be available in 36 hours, adding some positive cases wouldn't be surprising.
If there is a positive case, and hopefully there's not, but if there is, the hotel casino already has a plan in action. They already have a protocol set, and so they're ready to help someone.
Outside of testing, the resort and casino requires face masks, social distancing, and temperature checks at the door. And a statement from the tribal chairman says they've continued to monitor recent developments, and the health and well-being of our staff and guests has remained our top priority. The tribe has also decided to hold larger concerts and events off until August, but their partners say the new testing process can act as a model for other businesses.
Hopefully, other people are watching. Other people are looking and seeing exactly how this is being done here, and hopefully they'll follow suit. And then we might be able to curb some of those statistics along the way.
Olivia Sandusky, NBC Palm Springs.
We did reach out to Riverside County health officials as well. They tell us they aren't aware of any contact tracing connecting back to any casinos in the Coachella Valley. Remember, if you have a problem or story you'd like us to look into, email us, news@nbcpalmsprings.com. You ask, we investigate. Anytime you're in public in the state now, you have to wear a mask in California. Governor Gavin Newsom issues the order. The new statewide mask rule is enforceable, carrying a misdemeanor charge and possible fines. It's not clear who will enforce it, though. We heard this spring Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco say he would not enforce mask requirements.
So for him to say everybody's going to get arrested with no mask or if you go outside, it's really up to me if that happens, not up to him.
State agencies such as Cal OSHA could take action if necessary. San Diego County reported 8 new outbreaks in the last week. Because of this unsettling trend, county officials are pausing reopening. Marilee Martinez explains.
Today we are reporting and sharing that we have had 8 community outbreaks in the preceding 7 days.
San Diego County leaders saying they're pausing any further reopenings after more than 7 new outbreaks were reported in a 7-day period, which was one of the triggers health officials say they've been keeping an eye on.
Generally, we are seeing community outbreaks at restaurants, private businesses, private residences, houses of worship, businesses, office buildings, social clubs. And in the case of these, we are seeing them in a widespread area throughout San Diego County.
In terms of the latest community outbreaks, we're told they were reported in 3 businesses, 2 restaurants, 1 private residence, a campground, and a social club. County leaders say some of the outbreaks are the result of social gatherings, which are still prohibited.
People are gathering, and not using facial coverings. The way that COVID-19 is spread is primarily through person-to-person contact, and it's spread through droplet transmission.
In the wake of the outbreaks, officials say they're pausing any more reopenings in the economy after Friday. However, the pause will not impact any businesses that have already opened or were set to open by Friday. County leaders are also imploring people to take the coronavirus seriously.
We take this with an understanding that it could be an indication that we could be heading in a direction that is not positive. And so we continue to implore the public to please adhere to the public health orders.
That was Marilee Martinez reporting. The CDC has some tips on how you can protect yourself from COVID-19 at those beaches. Everyone should stay at least 6 feet apart from those who you don't live with, of course. Don't share food, supplies, or toys, and wear a mask when you're not in the water. Finally, since it may be hard to wash your hands with soap and water, make sure to bring some hand sanitizer with you. Now to our neighboring state to the east, coronavirus cases are spiking in Arizona, but many people there refuse to wear a mask. The governor is now allowing cities to mandate the use of facial coverings, and Phoenix is one of the first cities to enforce such a regulation. Kyung La reports.
Pandemic? What pandemic? What do you see when you look at that bar?
Obviously, they're definitely not social distancing and not wearing masks, but those are my friends over there. If they have coronavirus, I have coronavirus.
This is the next state to host a presidential rally, Arizona, a growing COVID-19 hotspot and home to a fight over masks. Look up and down the street and the impact of the virus is everywhere. Some businesses still shut down. Bright signs warn to socially distance. One bar worker in a mask, but many of these Tempe, Arizona residents?
I think the masks are good, but I think they kind of act as a placebo to some extent.
It angers me, and I'm trying to be calm for this interview and for the camera.
Dr. Mortaza Akhtar is an emergency room doctor in Phoenix, where he's seeing a dramatic increase in COVID patients, just like the rest of the state. This is what's happened to cases in Arizona since March. The number of new cases continues to break records nearly every day this week. Arizona was among the first states to reopen. Businesses back. The gatherings followed, like the protests of police brutality. And masks in public, as we saw in Tempe, not always used.
To tell the whole world that basically I'm a social Darwinist. If you die, I don't care. I just want my beer and burger is really, I mean, even kindergartners have more empathy for other people. It's really upsetting.
Dr. Akhtar is one of more than 3,000 doctors and nurses to sign this letter. The goal, to get Arizona's governor to issue a statewide mandate requiring masks, writing, "Please stand up and help educate, as well as protect those who do not understand the importance of masks." Doug Ducey instead says he will leave those policies to each mayor.
The governor of our state is saying, I'm going to let the mayors decide. I mean, the mayors could potentially say, I'm going to let the neighborhoods decide. And as you can imagine, that breaks down pretty quickly.
So ineffective.
Not as effective as it could be.
Publicly, Governor Ducey has shifted. Last week at his weekly news conference, he carried his mask in his pocket. This week, he arrived wearing it. As Ducey prepares his state to host the perpetually maskless president on Tuesday for a rally at an indoor megachurch, the governor says the White House protocol will call for masks. Ducey stressed the 3,500 capacity event should go on.
We're going to protect people's rights to assemble in an election year.
That was Kyung La reporting. After the break, more on the explosion of cases in 10 states and the possible reasons why.
The 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians and community partners announce East Valley COVID-19 testing site summer hours. We now offer drive-up, drive-through on-site testing Fridays from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. East Valley residents who do not currently have health insurance will receive information and assistance signing up for programs. The testing site is located on Dillon Road, southwest of the Spotlight 29 Casino and Highway 86. To make an appointment, call 1-833-624-1097 or log on to borregohealth.org.
Mattress Showroom is open for business and ready to help find the perfect mattress just for you. Visit any of our 4 Desert Store locations today or call one of our sleep experts and we'll gladly see you by appointment. If you prefer, we can also simply just advise you over the phone. Visit us today or call us at 760-619-5759 to get you sleeping better tonight. Spectacular 4th of July mattress specials are going on now. Save up to 70%. Wishing everybody in the Coachella Valley sweet dreams and stay safe.
Are you or a loved one concerned you may have prostate cancer? If so, talk to us first before you undergo any biopsy or treatment procedure. Invasive or aggressive procedures may not be the most effective solution and can often lead to serious side effects like incontinence or erectile dysfunction, pain, bleeding, heart attack, or stroke. Let our experienced state-of-the-art technologies preserve your greatest quality of life.
I'm Dr. David Schreiber. Call Desert Prostate Specialist in Rancho Mirage today at 760-536-4400 to learn more about your treatment options.
This is where we live. This is where we work, raise our families, grow our food, build our lives. Lately, our way of life has changed, but one thing has stayed the same. Our community has been there to support us and keep us strong, supporting local businesses, educating ourselves on what's really going on, and lending a helping hand. With the strength of our community, the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce is here for you.
The I-10 Auto Mall is here for you and open for business. The Summer Sell-a-thon is on now. Huge summer discounts on all of the best brands. Thousands of vehicles to choose from, and they're all in one location. Save thousands of dollars during the I-10 Auto Mall Summer Sell-a-thon on now. And with deferred payment options, you'll save even more. Or shop online at i10automall.com and we'll deliver straight to your door. The Summer Sell-a-thon at the I-10 Auto Mall is going on now.
You can get it all at the I-10 Auto Mall.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of Eastern Coachella Valley.
The president says coronavirus is fading away, but the numbers tell a very different story. 10 states saw their highest single-day increases. Some governors say it's because more testing is being done, but health experts say that's not the whole story. Nick Watt reports.
Florida, Arizona, California, Oklahoma, scene of tomorrow's Trump rally, all setting records, seeing the most new cases in a day since all this began.
We're in the midst of the greatest public health failure in American history. And if we're going to continue to open up and not open up safely, we're going to continue to see increased cases.
These 8 states, home to roughly a third of all Americans, right now seeing their highest ever average new case counts. Apple now closing some stores in Arizona, the Carolinas and Florida. The Phillies just shut down spring training in Clearwater after 5 players tested positive. This is not over. Masks work. Those are facts, but they're now politicized. Take the governor of Nebraska, reportedly now withholding federal coronavirus emergency money from any county, mandating masks in government buildings. Dallas County, Texas, now mandating masks in the workplace, but the governor of the state won't. Orange County, Florida, now mandating masks for all, but the governor won't.
It's simple. No vaccine, no treatment, right? All you need is test and trace, so good public health. Combine it with good personal responsibility. Masks, social distancing, hand washing. Put the two together and you can become New Zealand, go to 0 cases in this country.
You heard that right. New Zealand routinely reports 0 cases in a day. Small country, sure. So let's take Europe. A steep drop and now fewer than 5,000 new cases a day. Here in the US, nearing 5 times that, and climbing.
What Europe did differently is they stayed locked down a bit longer, a bit more uniformly.
The day Florida started phase 1 reopening, there were fewer than 1,000 new cases reported in the state. Today, nearly 4,000, a new record high.
I don't think we can scale back how we've opened, but we can simply slow down how we move forward and put these precautions in place, like wearing a mask.
The governor thinks the spike in cases is down to more testing. So does the president. But even his own advisor disagrees.
There are about 18 states right now where the positivity rates are going up, which means that if the cases are going up, it's not just because you're doing more testing.
But the Northeast is doing well lately, so pushing ahead with reopening today was the New York governor's last daily COVID briefing.
Today, we are seeing the virus spreading in many places. More people will die, and it doesn't have to be that way. Forget the politics. Be smart.
That was Nick Watt reporting. Up next, millions of Americans have been unemployed for weeks. Is there more financial help in their future? That story ahead.
Dateline tonight. Two brothers convicted of separate crimes. Both claim their innocence. It's time for the truth to come out.
So people know that it truly exists.
Dateline tonight, 10/9 Central.
Special guest Eric Stonestreet drops by AGT for a head-turning, high-flying surprise.
My jaw was on this table.
Got Talent, Tuesday on NBC.
We've always put safety first. And we always will. For people. For the future. And there has never been a summer when it's mattered more. Wherever you go, summer safely. Get 0% APR financing for up to 5 years on select models and exclusive lease offers.
Here at our practice, we use innovation and genuine compassion to care for our patients, offering the best in cosmetic, implant, and general dentistry in a relaxed environment. We work with our caring and skillful staff to ensure the highest quality of care. As a father-son practice, we're able to use our combined experiences to achieve comfort and satisfaction for everyone we treat, because we strive to put our patients first. Visit us today at palmdesertsmiles.com.
Family is the most important thing while we're here and after we're gone. If it's time to create a living trust, Legal Docs by Me offers a complete trust package, including pour-over will and powers of attorney, all for a fraction of the cost and without any of the stress of using a lawyer. Call or visit our convenient Palm Desert location today to see how we can help you. You tell us what you want, we create the documents, often in as little as 24 hours. Legal Docs by Me. No lawyers. Save money.
Something new is here. Bigger. Safe. Better. Morongo. More restaurants. Playing it safe. New cocktail bars. More good times. Morongo. Better and safe good times.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of Eastern Coachella Valley.
Today, we're getting more indications of the economic toll the pandemic is taking. The Labor Department reports that another 1.5 million people filed for unemployment benefits last week, leading to a new record high. Tom Costello has the latest.
From state to state this week, backlog and desperation. From Alabama.
I have kids, I have family, I need this money.
To Oklahoma.
I'm at a complete loss to know what the heck to do. I've got bills, I've got, rent coming.
Kentucky, where hundreds waited for 8-hour stretches after going months without any income or update on their unemployment claims. Emily Miller got in line at 3:30 a.m.
It's ridiculous. I mean, after 90 days, you can't tell me that somebody can't help me.
In the Northwest, Washington State and Oregon have both called in National Guard troops to help process tens of thousands of claims. Nationwide, the Labor Department reports another 1.5 million Americans filed for unemployment last week alone. While that's the lowest weekly number since March, a stunning 20.5 million Americans are still receiving benefits.
The people most affected by this downturn have been minorities, low-income workers, blue-collar workers, those who can't work at home, and women as well.
Jocelyn Taylor was laid off in March from her job as an assistant restaurant manager in Galveston, Texas. 6 months pregnant, she just started receiving an unemployment check, but now fears going back to work.
Being a high-risk pregnancy on top of the pandemic, it makes you nervous about doing anything outside of being at home.
With concern the economy won't turn around on a dime, the Federal Reserve Chairman is urging Congress to extend the additional $600 a week in unemployment aid set to expire at the end of July.
It's important to just keep in mind that some of the jobs are not coming back soon.
The states with the most unemployment claims last week: California, Massachusetts, Oklahoma, and New York. The states with the biggest drop in claims: Florida, Texas, Georgia, and Michigan. Back in Kentucky, utter frustration.
When are you going to help us? We are your people. You need to hear our voices.
That was Tom Costello reporting. We'll have more coronavirus facts, not fear, right after the break.
What's up, everyone? I'm Taylor, and this week's Weekly Rundown is super special. We are honoring the class of 2020, so who better to have help me with that than the awesome graduates themselves? I'll be joined by students from each of our Valley school districts, and we'll hear from students from across the Valley. You won't want to miss it, so tune in to the Weekly Rundown this Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on
NBC Palm Springs, class of 2020.
Woo!
Here's what we want everyone to do. Count all the hugs you haven't given, all the hands you haven't held, all the dinners you didn't share with friends, the trips you haven't taken. Keep track of them. Each one means one less person vulnerable, one less person exposed, and one step closer to a healthier community. So for now, keep your distance, but don't lose count. We'll have some catching up to do.
Paul McKenna here at the giant Crystal Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck Superstore in the Cathedral City Auto Center. We have hundreds of crystal clear deals waiting for you during our Drive Forward sales event, like this.
Drive away in a new Ram 1500 for $8,100 off MSRP. Or a new 2020 Jeep Grand Cherokee for an incredible $309 a month.
Only at the giant Crystal Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram Truck Superstore in the Cathedral City Auto Center, or find us 24/7 at crystalchrysler.com.
At Augustine Casino, our local community has always been our focus, and we're excited to welcome you back.
We've made changes because you matter.
We made changes because we love our families.
We make changes because you are our family.
Hicimos cambios para estar seguros.
We are committed to a clean, safe environment.
When you're ready to return, we'll be ready to serve you.
Augustine Casino, where locals matter.
Desert Alarm is celebrating over 25 years in business, and we want to thank our Coachella Valley customers for placing their security and safety in our hands. Hello, my name is Chris Medane. Our commitment to you is to keep working tirelessly to provide you, your family, or your business with the most advanced security innovations available on the market today. Your choice for security matters. Choose the number one. Choose local. Choose Desert Alarm. Call 322-1562. Specials are going on now.
This is an NBC Palm Springs special report. Coronavirus facts, not fear. Presented by East Valley COVID-19 testing site, serving residents of Eastern Coachella Valley.
If you've ever been to one of our Valley's incredible fundraising galas, chances are you are experiencing the genius of Momentous. For over 30 years, they've created the most impressive and successful events, raising millions of dollars for nonprofits around the globe. The man behind these parties with a purpose is Frank Goldston, who realized once our world had shifted during the pandemic, he wanted to help his friends in the local nonprofits who still needed funds. So, of course, he came up with a brilliant solution, and it's his silver lining.
You kind of have had a little bit of a challenge trying to figure out what the next step for you will be as well. So tell me how you're navigating around this new normal.
Well, it is a new normal. It's something that I've never seen or experienced before. I really think that, I do see a light at the end of the tunnel, thankfully, which I think we all kind of feel grateful for. There's a lot of things in development that are allowing for us to be able to be putting events on the calendar for next season. One of the parts of the new normal is this big shift to pivot and to be looking at virtual events. And certainly Momentous is no different. We're certainly driving that very strategically right now in the Valley and working with many of our clients and not-for-profits, talking about how virtual events are going to be added benefit, possibly being in place, of live events. Organizations right now in our Valley need to be in front of their donor base, in front of their audience, and being able to connect with their donors. And whereas gala events and live events was one of the major vehicles for that to happen, virtual events is now going to be able to take that place. And it's not the most fun and glamorous along the way, like with big decor and entertainment and all the things that we all love to see and do and participate in. But it does give the ability to connect with donors, to be visible within the community, and most oftentimes to raise critical and much needed funds.
Certainly these virtual fundraisers will have to suffice at least in the short term, won't they?
They will, and they may. Here's the great thing about virtual events is we can do them when it's 120 degrees outside. We can do them for wherever people are at any given time. So we can do them on a weeknight. We can do them raining, snowing, 120 degrees. We can do them even when our part-timers, who are in our area for the winters may be gone and back in their other cities.
I love what you said to me when we first discussed how we would go about navigating these new waters. And you said, nonprofits have been so good to me. I really feel like I want to come up with a solution for them to help them. You really took it as a personal mission, which really moved me.
Thank you. And I still feel that way. And I probably feel that way more so than ever because I feel that this has been really my main practice, here in the Valley for so many years. And people and organizations and leadership within these organizations and our community have come to trust me and to embrace me and ask me to support them in this way. And I really feel and still do that it's very much my obligation. And it's something wonderful to be able to do this great big pivot and lead organizations in a way that's going to allow them to be successful. It's really a wonderful honor.
Yes, helping each other succeed in these uncertain times is a true silver lining. For NBC Cares Silver Lining, I'm Sandy Newton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This summer, we'll be traveling in a cabin where every seat is premium and all baggage flies free. So fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the panoramic views. Nissan is offering non-stop routes to summer.
And now is the best time to get into a new Nissan. With no payments for 3 months. Plus, we'll cover your payments for up to 2 more months or get 0% financing for up to 84 months.
The 29 Palms Band of Mission Indians announces the East Valley COVID-19 testing site, a partnership with the Borrego Community Health Foundation, the City of Coachella, the Desert Healthcare District, and the County of Riverside, providing easy COVID-19 testings for residents in Coachella, Thermal, and Mecca. The East Valley testing site provides testing Fridays from 6:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Call 1-833-624-1097 to make an appointment today.
We're living in uncertain times, but as Californians, we'll get through this together. If your income has been reduced or you've lost your job or your health insurance due to the coronavirus crisis, Covered California is here. We can help you find the health insurance you need to protect you and your loved ones. And you may even get financial help to pay for your health insurance. So if you or someone you know is without coverage, visit coveredca.com to learn more or enroll today.
What a hot summer we are having. Let's check in with Paul from Comfort Air to tell us how we can deal with this heat and stay comfortable.
Thanks, Carol. In your 7-day forecast, hot, hot, and hot. So you'll want to stay cool with the new Lennox XE25. Quiet, efficient, and affordable. The Lennox XE25 can save you up to 60% on your electric bill and keep you comfortable all summer long. Back to you, Carol.
Call Comfort Air today, the Coachella Valley's official weather sponsor, and see why they're #1 for a reason.
I like sunshine on a cloudy day. I guess you say what
for 7, and much, much more. The first ever GLB. Get 0% APR financing up to 36 months on most models and 90-day first payment deferral on any model.
Brighter Side of the News is brought to you by Holland RV, located off the I-10 at Washington.
We here at NBC Palm Springs want to highlight high school seniors from around the Coachella Valley. Take a look.
NBC Palm Springs salutes the class of 2020. Presented by Outdoor Living Concepts.
Hello, my name is Emeline Cabrera, and I am your 2020 Coachella Valley High School valedictorian. I hope that you're all staying healthy and safe during these uncertain times. To start off, I want to extend my warmest congratulations to the unique class of 2020. Although this is not what we had envisioned the end of our high school journey to look like, we've managed to accomplish something that is worth celebrating, and our dedication will not go unrecognized. We will get past this. I feel almost grateful and proud to be a part of Coachella Valley High School's graduating class of 2020. I would like to extend my appreciation to everyone that has helped us get to where we are. Family, teachers, friends, to my parents, my biggest role models. In closing, I'd like to say that I wish nothing but the very best in all of your future endeavors. This is just the beginning. Again, congratulations, class of 2020. We did it.
Congratulations, class of 2020, from NBC Palm Springs and Outdoor Living Concepts.
Well, that wraps it up for us tonight. Remember, we're always online at NBCPalmSprings.com. We'll see you tonight at 11.
We're celebrating one of America's greatest cities.
Washington, D.C.